welcome to Saving the Cabin. I'm Candace, and today I am saving this wall. So to start with, I can't just go and start framing this window to put a new one in. I need to, one, replace the facing of this. It's just this top section that you can see that's already kind of dug out. That's what I'm just going to clean up. And I have replacement logs. Let me show you real quick where I got them from. This bad boy right here is my donor log. It's gonna work. Oh yeah, I'm doing it. Time to weave through the woods with a log on my shoulder. And briars. Okay, these briars were not here a second ago, I swear. How did I get here? They're all over. It's like Mother Nature took over all of a sudden. I bet they were stuck to me and I drug them with me. So I came back for another piece just because I need a little bit taller pieces. So these are going to piecemeal together. Kind of accidentally knocked a couple pieces over just looking at this one. But this is my second donor piece. I am going to cut them to fit to make this look a little bit prettier. And so, you know, it doesn't invite bugs and woodpeckers and that type of thing. Then I'm going to shim up the rest of these logs and put them in place where they need to go, both, as I have been told, making sure they are true up and down and level-ish. There's not a lot of wiggle room in between these, so mainly it's just getting them attached to a frame for the window where nothing wants to fall in on itself, like it was already trying to do. If you hadn't seen the previous videos, these logs were only set in here with the cement that they were chinked with, and chinking is the spot in between the logs. That cement was crumbling and falling out in most places, and when I went to remove all the pieces of that cement, this wall started to fall. I didn't let it fall, it just started to lean, so now we have supports to make sure it can't do that. And then once I get it up where it's supposed to be, I will put a new window frame in. Well, I'll put a window frame in since there wasn't one. The window itself was just sitting in the cement. It wasn't even attached to the walls at any point. There's no nails, no screws, nothing. The window was just sitting there, which means the window on the other side of this door next to me is probably doing the same thing, since the window at the front of the cabin on the porch is also doing that. But today, that's really my talking for the day. I just want to get this done, so let's do this. Alright, here we are. I'm going to smooth it out a little bit more, but the GoPro died. I know you all are just shocked. Quite a bit came off. I mean, I have a good wood pile here. But let me see if I can use my little handheld chainsaw and smooth it out just a hair. And then I'm going to spray it down with the borax solution. That way no buggies can come back and get in between things. And yes, I know someone's going to yell at me, you should have an eye protection. I don't want to. Consequences be damned. I say right now. If you just close your eyes and hold your breath, it works. So next step is to get the wall lined back up, get this window framed, and then fix the facing. Because I don't know how far out it needs to come until this is sitting in the right place. This was already about an inch and a half too far in. So it needs to come this direction to start with. All right, ingenuity here. So here's part of the problem with making it perfectly lined up. Like if you see the wood on the outside, this piece of wood twists in the middle. So it curves. There's no way to get it perfectly straight. So we're just going with mostly straight. That was leaning up against the other corner and it just fell, one of the trim pieces for the door. It just scared the bejesus out of me. There's quite the lip that runs along the whole thing, so I think this is supposed to be set in just a little. At least that's what we're going to tell ourselves, because that makes this pretty straight and this fairly straight. Maybe a little shift over on the bottom. Good. So this is straight now. We've got some good lines going. Something else just fell on the front porch. How many heart attacks can I have in a day? I'm gonna spray down the front of this with the bug killer and go take out lunch. So I let my tip clog by sitting with debris in it. And I'm too lazy to go rinse it out. So we'll just do a good soak. It doesn't need to be this saturated, but it works. Borax solution is in the salt family, so when it sits, it crystallizes. Inside pocket, cement block. You know, I gotta document easing my new baby right here. Alright, make contact with everything, keeps it all fairly in line. Probably too dense of wood. I'm still gonna try it to go all the way through. Hopefully I don't kill my little saw. But this part sticks out too much right here. Pretty sure I need to put a frame on the top and the bottom for the window that'll be coming. I don't know what size window I'm getting or if I need to leave the extra space yet. So I'm just going to leave this right here. Let's see. That's still drying because remember I oversaturated it. So I'm going to let this keep drying. I'm going to go on Home Depot's website and see what window I need to order. Or buy. What they have in stock. Alright. So here's the deal. Another not actually finished video. I tried, I swear. But this has taken a bit of time to dry. Granted, it's only been like an hour and a half. But the logs I grabbed, I realized that they're still a bit damp because we've had so much rain in this area. So I'm leaving them on the covered porch in the sunlight, and I'm going to let them dry out. That may take a couple days because they've been super saturated for so long. And I went to look for the window. Because it's 24 inches and 58 inches long, yeah. If I were to custom order a window for that size, we're looking at $800. And I need 2 windows because there's another window on the other side of the door. So I'm not doing that. I'm going to, it makes me sick to say, trim off that was one of the logs I'm drying out. A little gust of wind just came through and it was just enough. Everything's falling. The sky is falling. Just call me Chicken Little. But luckily I use screws that can come out of here easily. We are going to trim off some of this and make it a non-custom window size. So I think it'll probably be close to 30 inches wide to be able to have the right height. And then it's still a $400 window, but that's still half the cost of what it was going to cost us. So, and no, I'm not going to put the window back in. It's such old glass that one, I cracked at the corner of it, remember? But 2, you can feel the cold just soaking through when you stand next to it. It's an old cabin. We need to insulate the best we can. So an old school window just isn't going to cut it right now. So I'm going to try to find a window at the best price and figure out what size hole this needs to be. When Jeremy is done with editing from this trip, he will help me cut up all this. And if you're wondering if we're going to trim on both sides to try to keep it a little even, it's not exactly even, but because we will have furniture going this direction, whether we end up putting the couch on this side or the TV, I don't want to cut too far into it and not have a place to easily put furniture. So we're going to go that direction towards the door, which is okay, because if you look on the other side of the door, it just has a little gap because they put the door in unevenly. So this is a bigger gap, and we're just going to kind of make it match that side. And when we get to that side, we'll see what happens. I'm so glad I went through all that work shimming the edge that we're about to trim off. Makes me so happy. But for now, I'm done. You saw me do a lot of work for very little results, it feels like, today. So I am going to go off camera, now that I'm thinking about it, spray the other wood that I'm going to be using for making the patch. I'm going to go ahead and soak it in the borax solution and then let it air dry. So, to be continued. Bye.